Hello everybody, this is Staying Classy here with finally some more Team Fortress 2 gameplay. You know, for a game I play a lot, I don't do very many videos of this game. But I think that's mostly because the server I play on I don't think is very good for making YouTube videos, so usually I'll play on a different server whenever I feel like recording for YouTube. But in this video, we're going to be playing as Engineer on Upward. I know I did an Upward video already, but I just like Upward. I felt like this was a good video to show off Engineer, because personally, when I first started playing the game, I found Engineer to be a very intimidating class. I felt like there was a lot of pressure tied to it, like, you know, so much stuff you gotta monitor, because you got like a sentry and a teleporter and dispenser, and like, what if people think I'm dumb because I build in stupid places? So, I don't know, I guess I'm kind of making this video to explain the little nuances of Engineer, I guess. But really, I'm using the Jag. I don't know, I don't know how I feel about the Jag. I really keep using mine just because it's strange. Because the advantage to it is you get 25% faster build time. It isn't actually 25%, by the way, they lie. Or maybe it's not 25%. It's some incredibly low number. And you do a little bit less damage with it, also killing spies while typing in console commands. But really, the increased build time is only like a quarter of a second per sentry, so... But anyway, about positioning with Engineer. You want to have your sentry in a place where it's not a wide open target for it to get spammed out by soldiers and demos and snipers, but you want to have it in a place where it's protecting objectives. Right here is probably my favorite spot in that little cubby there. My other favorite spot is up on that cliff to the right of where my build is. Actually, I'm looking at it right now. That little cliff by the hologram. That's a really great spot. Almost always on defense, you want to be using the big sentry rather than the little sentry. And if you are using the mini sentry, make sure you have other engineers on your team. Because when it comes to defending, engineers are a must-have. Try to get up a teleporter. Teleporter is... I'd say teleporter is probably the least important building, but you should try to get one up, especially if you can. Right here, you can see my sentry's doing all kinds of work, because it's in such a good place where it's hard to shoot without being in its like line of sight. And if you have some backup from, you know, a fellow engineer or a pyro, it can work out pretty well, because pyros can air blast spam, they can check for spies, other engineers can repair your buildings. So obviously, since it's a team-based game, working together with your team will always lead to success, pretty much. One thing you don't want to do with engineers is do what this other engineer on my team is doing and build a giant nest, because now you're just making this area a demo man's wet dream. If you're going to build an engineer nest, don't build it next to another engineer. I mean, that many sentries accomplishing nothing. I mean, come on. The thing will be taken out in an instant where it is. Mini sentries can be very effective, but they're all about placement, more so than normal sentries, because normal sentries, they're a lot bigger, they have more health, they deal out damage much faster. I'll probably do a video on mini sentries at some point. I used to play mini sentry a lot, and then I'm like, you know, I feel like I'm not that useful. Another thing that bugs me is that guy has a teleporter up, but he doesn't have the entrance built. And it just kind of bugs me. I mean, I kind of get having two dispensers in the same spot. If you're going to have two buildings next to each other, make it a dispenser. Or maybe a teleporter. Because that way, you know, you have a central hub where you can both go for metal. I kind of get that. But just having two sentries really close to each other is just idiotic. Now, there's also a line that you don't want to cross, which is having too many engineers. Because there's only so much metal on the map, and if you aren't working together to make your buildings level 3, you're just going to have a bunch of easy-to-destroy level 1 buildings. So, helping out other engineers is really important. Say you're defending the second point on Dust Bowl. The enemy team's pushing it really fast. You have nothing on the last point. Say there's 3 engineers on your team. Now, you could all be big idiots. Oh, my sentry got taken out. You could be giant idiots and just build 3 level 1 sentries and 3 level 1 dispensers and have no metal left on the map and have to keep going back to spawn and wasting a bunch of time. Oh, I got telefrag. I'll get to telefrags in a second. Now, that's not going to be very effective. A Demo Man could take that out without an Uber, more than likely. But if you work together to build a level 3 sentry and a level 3 dispenser, which will happen very quickly with 3 engineers working on it, that'll be so much more effective. They'll need to have an Uber to take that out more than likely. Now, about telefrags, this is just kind of a small thing you should be aware of. When repairing a teleporter, especially an active one, don't stand over it. You want to stand next to it and crouch, because when you're standing over it, enemy spies can take it and they can just telefrag you, which is when a spy goes to your teleporter and you're standing on it. If that wasn't clear, that will instantly kill you. I don't know why I'm building a teleporter. I mean, you can use teleporters actually pretty offensively. I mean, if you don't have much going on, like at your base, excuse me, you can try to put a teleporter in a kind of sneaky spot, you know, give your team a little bit of a flanking route. Another thing about Engineer is, even though, like, in a second, my team is going to push up pretty far forward on the blue team, also getting backstabbed. Now, just because my whole team moved up doesn't mean I should take away my sentry from where it is. Because, say I move the sentry up to that upper area above the tunnel. Okay, so I'm keeping people from up there, but say they all start pushing the cart through the tunnel, and then they get up to the cap point, and there's nothing there. That's not going to work out too well. So you're better off just defending the main objective than trying to push the other team back constantly. Here I am trying to set up my flanking teleporter, as I call it. But Engineer, in all honesty, is a pretty simple class. I've noticed that the way, like, almost all the classes work is that they're very simple to play, but hard to master. The only class I would say that doesn't really apply to is Spy. I mean, Spy is probably the hardest class to pick up and play, especially if you're new to the game. But as an engineer, you should almost always have something to do. Even if you have everything up to level 3, you can always go assist in fights, be spy checking, you know. You're a very helpful class. You should be helping your team as much as you can, you know? I've just been blabbing. Like, I just noticed I've been blabbing throughout the video, and now for the next half of the video I won't have anything to say. But I don't think I'll be playing Engineer for too much longer, because I wanted to show off some other classes on this team, in this video. Oh, this part I thought was funny, because, like, we're just having this god-awful shotgun battle, and it ends with a crit. I was playing with a few people I know. The guy who just killed me, Head Full of Sandwich, and the Spy who has been repeatedly backstabbing me, Sven Phantom. They both play on my Highlander team. They're pretty cool dudes. So make sure to tell Sven he's a douche in the comments, and I'll make sure that he sees this video. So while I was being an idiot and not being attentive to my sentry, I got taken out, and now the blue team's going to push up right as the round was about to end. I don't know why I wasn't being very attentive to my sentry, but then I'm like, you know what, I'm going Spy. I tend to stray away from Spy whenever I do videos, because even though I like playing Spy a lot, I used to be pretty good at it, I think, and then I got kind of at it. Still think I'm pretty at it. I do even worse when I know I'm recording a demo, because usually when I'm recording a demo, I'm like, okay, I hope this turns out well, because I don't really want to just make a video of me being terrible. I kind of want my videos to show how you're supposed to play classes. But I'm using the standard Spy loadout, you know, Invis Watch, Ambassador, Knife. Get a backstab on a Demo Man. Really, the main strategy with Spy is you want to cloak, get behind the team, disguise, and then kind of integrate your way into their base, I guess, and then, you know, take them out. Your main target should be the medic, or medics in this case, since, you know, they're basically the most important class, especially in attack defend maps. But yeah, where was I going with this? Your other main target should be heavies and demo men, because they're the main offensive classes. And heavies are obviously a big, fat, easy target anyway. And oh no, this is not going to end well. Pyros you should try to stay away from unless they're idiots. I mean, if you can help it, don't go near a pyro. What classes to disguise as? That's all. That seems to vary from person to person. I'd say it's the one that seems to be the most popular is disguising as a spy, because the easiest class to act as while playing as a spy would be spy. But I kind of prefer to be demo man. I see a lot of people do pyro a lot, which I get, but the reason I don't like disguising as pyro is if a pyro sees you, you'll be a lot easier to identify as a spy, especially if the team doesn't have many pyros. And that was a disaster. You don't need to tell me my revolver aim is terrible. Also, there's me telling people off in chat. I don't even know what I was telling them off about, but who knows? Hey, there's Sven Phantom the douche. I better kill him. Come on, get him, get him. Yeah, he's using the dead noober. So I'm not a big fan of the dead ringer. The only place I'll use it is extremely spammy maps such as 32-player Dust Bowl, because you really can't use it as a watch on that map. So I just noticed I switched to soldier, and oh god, I'm being terrible. I don't know why I included this part in. I guess I felt kind of obliged to put the whole match in. And oh, I just noticed we're cutting up on the end of this video. The rest of this video just flew by so quickly. And oh, blue team is totally about to win. I certainly hope we can manage to defend it for however long. Yeah, I noticed the clock and the little payload thing on the bottom of the screen got disabled in my demo. I think that had something to do with me alt-tabbing or changing my video settings or something. I didn't happen to notice until I already recorded it, and it just didn't seem that important to me. Alright, that's just gonna about wrap up this video. I made the losing team leaderboard, so I'm happy. See you guys next time. Hopefully I'll be doing Team Fortress 2 more often, because I really do like doing these videos. See you guys next time.